Afternoon, my name's Tiz.
My name's Brother Billy.
And we're going to be speaking about society today, an issue that's affecting young people in this day and age online.
This is an issue that's taking over young people's minds. It's an issue that's causing young Muslims to forget their deen.
If you're young and you've come past this video, sit and watch it. If you're our age, sit and watch it. If you're our parents, sit and watch it. And even if you're a lot older, sit and watch it so you can compare how it was back in your time and how this tech-savvy online presence has made a difference within the young community, with your grandkids.
Definitely.
So
this is the price of fame and fortune. Let's take a couple of seconds just to give an honourable mention to our new sponsors, AFD Design Limited. If you're in the market to look for digital marketing, logo design, any sort of graphic design, whether it's on your t-shirts, on your underwear, anything, AFD Design is the place to go. They're a local Blackburn company, and the best thing about this company is they're pro-Palestinian. And you know we always work with pro-Palestinian companies. Their socials are in the description below. Their socials are here as well. Make sure you go and check them out.
So Billy, what's your opinion on the fact that the youth are being affected by social media so much? It's affecting their day-to-day lives.
Well, if we look at how it was back in the day with our parents, they had one thing in mind. Even when they were young and they weren't married and they didn't have kids, they had one thing on their mind. And this is something that unfortunately I don't see within our own youngsters in the community nowadays. And that is deen, your Islam. The reason I mentioned deen first is...
It's the most important thing.
It's the most important thing. But the reason why I mentioned deen first is this particular problem where youngsters nowadays just want to be famous and rich. Yeah. This issue is taking away the youngsters from the deen, and slowly they're implementing haram ways of doing things, whether that be on the streets, dealing, selling haram stuff. You know, we live in a hyper successful society where all we're talking about is success, money. And it's almost forgot that a simple life is the most blessed life.
That's the thing though, people, because we're always on our phones, we're always on social media. Every time me and you get a breakup, we're bloody on the damn thing. Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
I'm not gonna lie, because I do. Kids who are easily easily influenced by social media, they'll see all these rich people around the world posting their lavish lifestyles, 5-star or 7-star hotels, Lambos, G-Wagons, jewelry, watches.
And they'll get sucked in by it.
And I feel bad because I understand the
desires towards it.
I don't understand it.
You want nice things in life.
Of course you do, What's
you
wrong
want
with
nice
that?
things in life.
Nothing wrong with that either. But you have to prioritize your deen first, and then everything else will follow. You can't, especially kids in this day and age, they're just very vulnerable to it.
Obviously, look, it's not wrong in Islam to have money.
Nope.
You're allowed to have money. I don't know where this connotation has come from, that imams of mosques and stuff, where they have to live simple lives, and they have to be poor and live off beans and rice and things like that. I don't know where people have got that from.
I know.
The people that we should be uplifting and the people that we should be making sure that are in a really good position, financially especially, are our imams.
Of course.
Because they are the ones.
I fell into that, to be fair. When I was younger, I had this kind of mentality where, like, you know, if he's an imam and he's got like a nice car, I'm like, he's doing something. He's doing something. Obviously, you're young.
It's mad, that we are willing, as a society, as an Islamic society, we're willing to pay any other profession 45,000 a year. But we're not willing to pay our top imams 45 grand a year. These guys these imams are blessed people. They're people that are going to be teaching and carrying on
100%.
our deen.
100%.
But we're not. And another issue that's taken away the youngsters is this want and drive to be famous Yeah. Now, I'm not saying I'm famous.
Right.
Yeah, I do get recognized. I was in the gym the other day and some kid walks past and my brother heard it. I didn't hear it.
Right.
And, my brother comes up to me and he goes, "Did you hear that?" And I went, "What?" So he goes, "Oh, that's that guy that makes TikToks and that." I was like, yeah. All right, safe.
Fair enough.
No, I'm not famous. A few
Yeah.
people will know me, but I do know one thing. There are people out there that are looking for weak-faithed people.
Yeah.
Then they'll contact you, and you might think this is a conspiracy.
Actually, good point you brought this up, because remember you said to me, betting companies got in contact with you.
Yeah.
So the betting company that got left, for the sake of argument, let's just say
Yeah.
you go, yes, sweet, I'll do a advertisement for whatever
Betting
company, right?
Yeah, and they pay me certain.
And they pay you like 10 grand, whatever, for advertising that
Yeah.
company. You could be like, yes, I'll take it, I'll do it. But at the same time, you know gambling is haram.
Yeah,
No matter how you slice it,
in a sense, I've sold
you've
my
sold
deen.
yourself, you sold your
I've
deen.
sold my deen for the sake of money and fortune.
Exactly. So you've basically, I know it's nothing big, you've stood your ground.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you didn't,
Where would you have been?
No.
So that's the thing. And it's just not betting companies. Like
Anything.
I've had TV shows, believe me on this one, like BBC TV
Really?
shows, like the ones that come on BBC Three and iPlayer and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I've had them kind of companies, directors or whoever, people that look out for look out for talent and all that, contact me saying, "Do you want to do this show and do you want to do that show?" Part of me did want to turn around and say yeah,
Natural.
but I said no, because I knew that the road is going to take me down. I knew that if I go down this road and then I start getting a bit of traction and people start knowing who I am, and then bigger companies, and I start getting involved in that kind of life, the Hollywood life.
It changes a person straight away.
Let's mention the Hollywood life. The Hollywood life isn't as simple as what people make
of course not, man.
To make it in Hollywood, there's a few videos, right, online by the Dean Show and a few other podcast shows, right? So these guys, they interviewed this model, this young model, right? The story goes that he moved to Hollywood, that area,
Right.
trying to make it in life. What he was saying is he had to work as a waiter and this and that just to make ends meet.
Fair
There's
enough.
certain jobs that he had to stay away from because it's bad for his image. So once he did that, he started getting noticed by small agencies that send these kind of people to work for high profile clients like Kanye West and flipping P. Diddy and all them boys. Yeah. What he was saying, he goes, when he entered that life and he started doing a bit of work for them, cleaning up, bringing them food, all that kind of stuff, he started getting noticed a bit more and a bit more and a bit more. He got to a point where he met a director, a big time director. He didn't give the name, but he said a big time director. And the director asked him a question. What do you think you need to make it in this industry? The fame and fortune industry. He went, hard work and skill. The director turns around and goes, no. Athletes are the ones that showcase their hard work and skill. So you can't take that away from them. But if you're in the entertainment business, we don't care about your hard work and skill. We'll tell you exactly how to do everything. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We want you to do things for us.
Yeah.
And then we'll make you rich and famous.
Some people, the thing is, some people...
He turned around and he said, as soon as he heard things like that, and then he was seeing things around him, as soon as he experienced all of this, he left.
God.
He completely left. His wife, that he's married to now, she was a Muslim then, but she wasn't a practicing Muslim, and they weren't married at the time.
Right.
So his wife is now telling him the story, the experiences that she had.
Okay.
Her experience, this one's a creepy one, bro. She was quite big on Instagram, 1 million followers. She had a makeup business.
Right.
So, and a director, now apparently directors in Hollywood are the people to get to know. They're the top of the chain.
Yeah.
His wife goes, this director messaged me and said, come down to Hollywood or where LA, or Los Angeles or whatever, to come and have a business chat. They're having a business talk and a thingy. But then he just turns around randomly to her and he goes, I want to give you money for your business. I want to invest, but the spirits are not letting me. The spirits are saying there's something blocking you, like they can't get through to you, and they don't know what it is. And obviously in her mind, she knew that it's because she's a Muslim. There's testimonies of ex-witches and stuff like that that have turned around and said that our jinn can't get through to you because you're Muslim. You've either that day you've done wudu, you've prayed your salah, or even if you've just said Bismillah, Astaghfirullah or something, that's a block. Allah places a block. So then he goes, okay, forget that. Come to see some Hollywood shrines of like dead people, right? Dead Hollywood actors and all that, where some celebrities are apparently buried. So he came across one and he said to her, I'll invest in your business now. You just need to do one thing for me. She was like, okay. He goes, you need to prostrate to this grave. And she went, what? And the Islam inside her went ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You know?
Alarm bells went off. Yeah.
And she went, why do I have to do that?
Yeah.
I'm here for a business chat. Why do I have to prostrate to a grave?
Yeah.
She looked up and she looked at it was Michael Jackson's grave. And the director said, just bow down to the grave. Just bow down to the grave and then I'll invest in your business and I'll take you places you've never been before. And that's what I mean.
Nah, man.
That's what I mean. Hollywood is designed to find the weak and prey on the weak. That's what I mean. It's like people would risk their lives to get famous for a viral video. I'm not being big-headed, but ask someone that's had multiple viral videos. I've had over 100, 200 viral videos. It means nothing, bro. Where has that taken me? So if you're searching a viral video and you think that is, this holy grail of life, that the milestone that you have to reach, it means nothing.
It doesn't mean nothing. The thing is, at the same time, the flip side to it is, use social media to your advantage. Don't just be oblivious to it in this day and age, because you need it. You need it. You can't stay oblivious to it throughout your entire teenage lifestyle, because you can't.
It's like muftis and stuff. They have social media,
but it's what you do with it.
It's what you do with it.
It's what you do with it.
It's how, like, there's, if you don't want to post on social media and be famous, you don't have to. You can just use it for whatever. But if you do want to post, then post in a responsible manner, and know if something was to be made out of this, then you have to make a deal with yourself that I am never ever going to be selling my soul, selling my deen, selling my values and my morals, selling my Islam for the sake of just becoming famous and for the sake of a company approaching me saying, can you do this?
I understand, but at the same time, you can yourself, like, imagine, for the sake of argument, you accepted 10 grand from a bet company, right? Where would you, and you kept doing it, your life would be a lot better, right?
Okay. I'm not going to say, and obviously no one knows this, only I can't even remember if I told my wife, because she'd slap me one if I gave her the figures. But the company that approached me is a massive company, and they are official sponsors of big football clubs as well. And they contacted me and they said, we want you to, because they must have thought I was a Bengali because I might have a Bengali look. So they said to me that we want you to go into the Bengali community and promote our betting companies. I said, why? And they said, because it's a market that we've seen that, now everyone knows that the Bengali communities, especially in East London, have a lot of problems when it comes to gambling and stuff. And they noticed these betting companies, they have stats and everything.
Of course.
And they noticed this. So they wanted me to infiltrate basically and sell it to them. And they said, we'll offer you X amount. Bro, that X amount would have... I'm telling you.
I can imagine. They must have...
But it wasn't just for one, it was a full contract. It was a full contract. It was basically like, it was a long message. Don't think that I sat here entertaining him, asking him loads of questions. He sent me a long message, and this is what, and me putting 2 and 2 together, and they were gonna set me up. But obviously, the first thing came to mind. Like, I've still got the email. The first thing came to mind. I went, "Khalas, bro, get away, man. I don't want to know you." Imagine now if someone, I'm not saying I'm strong faith. Imagine someone whose parents haven't instilled Islam into them as much, and they just see Islam as a sub-identity, and they took an offer like this.
And they would have done it happily. Because they won't think twice. Unfortunately, that's the fact. I heard this story a couple of days ago from my parents or whatever. And I'm having a barbecue at my house. And Mum goes like, the Pakistani culture has mixed with the Hindu culture, because obviously back then
Yeah, definitely.
they were there was one country in it basically.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving the culture of the Indian to India, they brought it up, and it's just
they brought it here, and they mixed it with Islam.
big time.
Mixed it with Islam.
If
But
I told you what my mom said to me, bro,
Yeah.
well, my mouth dropped, because I've heard a lot of crazy stuff in the world, but this one was like different. I don't want to say, because obviously about the story,
yeah.
but like what I heard, I was like, stuff like how.
It's a sad thing, but it's good that our age group now are starting to become a bit more open to that, understanding that, hold on, no, this is culture and this is Islam, and we need to separate the two.
Of course.
And this is the whole point of this podcast, where we wanna educate the youngsters, the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, even 24, 25 year olds as well, that are trying to search fame and fortune. How far are you gonna go? How far, literally, you ask this question to yourself. How far are you gonna go to become famous and rich?
Because I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, you'll have a stable lifestyle, but how long are you going to live for? 60, 70, 80, 90 years?
And then you go in your cupboard. You won't be able to even answer the 3 questions in the cupboard. The reason why you're not going to be able to answer them is because you've denounced your Islam indirectly in the dunya.
Yeah.
And when I say indirectly, there's 2 ways of denouncing Islam. There's the first way is directly,
Obviously.
saying it. The second way is indirectly, by forms of shirk, worshipping certain things without. Did you get what I'm saying? The Hollywood industry, what they would, certain stuff that they would tell you to do, that takes you out of the fold of Islam. So you might think that you're still in the fold of Islam, but you're not, because on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, you're doing all of this.
100%.
And then you die, and then you think, oh, I'm going to die a Muslim. And then you get to the grave, and the angels come down and ask you the questions, and you're going to be like, hold on, I thought I was a Muslim.
Yeah. At the same time, I don't feel like people should take this as social media is bad. Yeah, there's people online that are doing good work, that are making loads of money.
Definitely.
That are famous, rich, that alhamdulillah have just still kept in their way, kept in their deen. They've respected their deen, they've respected the money. They've got different blocks for everything.
Yeah, so
do you know what I mean?
And some of them haven't even incorporated Islam into their social media, which is fine. You don't have to.
Yeah.
As long as you're not also incorporating haram.
And at the same time, when you get money, imagine one day we become rich. But at the same time, that money also is a test for you as well.
Basically, we have to remember that whatever we upload, however we act on social media, is going to be witness on the day of judgment.
Yeah. The thing is, when I see it online myself, I'm like, bloody hell, man. Like, I look at my phone and I'm looking at these rich kids or rich guys going through the phone. I'm like, mashallah, Allah's given them everything. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, they flaunt it. I don't understand why.
And that's why one of the first groups of people that will enter Jannah will be the people of the poor.
Yeah,
the poor people.
First. They, alhamdulillah,
because
they've suffered a lot.
The reason, the wisdom behind that comes, some scholars have turned around and said that's because of money. The more money you have, the more chance of sin to do. Yeah. Because then you have a responsibility of that money, like you were just saying. Whereas when you're poor, you don't have that responsibility.
You'd be surprised.
All you're doing is just working, eating, trying to survive.
Yeah.
That's it.
But you'd be surprised. I've heard these stories where poor people have done certain things because they're jealous of someone else.
No, that's a societal issue.
Yeah.
That's more of a societal issue. That's because places like UK and America have made everyone think that you are nothing until you make a certain amount a year. So it's just one of them that you need to remember, innit? If you are a rising social media star or someone that wants to make it on social media, whichever way, if someone turns around to you and says, we will offer you X amount of money to do something immoral or take you away from your faith, it's not worth it.
Not worth a single
It's not
penny.
worth it. And we're obviously making this podcast so we can remind you, always do it in a manner that Allah is going to be happy with you. And on that note,
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. I will see you on the next one.
Inshallah.